Hi, I'm Sandi Genovese, and today we're going to look at how to create a summer scrapbook. Here is the one that I've created, and you can see I've just titled it Summer, pretty obvious, and I've broken it down into the 3 months. So I've got one tab that's labeled for June, one for July, and one for August. And if you I open it, you can see the front cover is actually just a 6 by 6 inch square. And then we're going to see how to create these interior tabbed pages. But the beauty of making it yourself is you get to decide, do you want to write? Do you want lined paper? Do you want solid paper? How many sheets of paper? Do you want colored papers? What colors do you want? All of those choices are up to you. When it comes to the back page, I think it's best to use poster board, something thick and sturdy that will really be a nice support for the whole thing. So as I mentioned, I started with paper that was a 6 by 6 inch square. So if this is the front and this is the back, they're just 6 by 6 inches, and I've punched just using my hole punch. I've just punched. I came in the exact middle. I came in a 1/2 inch and marked the mark, and then I came in with my punch to mark or punch out a hole right in the middle, and then just went an equal distance from this to cut one, and then the same distance from this to punch the third hole, and you get your pattern that you'll use to punch all the holes. This is going to be for the front and the back cover, and it will be for all the inside pages as well. If we're looking at interior pages that are plain, they're all going to be this same dimension with holes in the same places. But for the inside tab pages, I think that gives this summer scrapbook its personality. So in order to do the tabbed pages, what you want to do is you have a couple of choices. The tabs are created with circles that are 1 3/4 inches. So if you took your 6 by 6 paper and then you came directly across the middle and you took your circle that's 1 3/4 and you added it right in the middle, you would have created the tabbed page. You can lay this down onto the paper and trace around it to get your tabbed page, or you can cut your circle out of paper that matches so that when you fasten it down, you don't even notice that it is cut in the same matching paper. Now, if this one is in the middle, then you want to set your paper down and take your same circle, leave just a small gap, and you can see where the next one is going to have to go. So then you trace around it, and it will give you what would be the top. You're going to cut 2 of these. You see, the reason that I'm doing 2 is because when I take one of them and I flip it over, it's going to allow me, if I take the middle one and I place it in the middle, it's going to give me all 3 tabs, so that I have the front or the top tab, the middle tab, and the bottom tab. And at this point, I want to add in the pages that are going to go underneath each of these tabs. So there's the top, here's the middle, there's the bottom. So if I tamp these all together, you can see all my holes line up. I've got my tabbed pages. Let's look at the decoration for the cover of this little scrapbook. What I did was I took some contrasting colored paper, orange in this case, that's just almost like tone on tone, and I'm going to put it right down the center. So let me put adhesive on the back, and I'm going to place it pretty much, I don't usually do this, but the sun is going to help offset it, so I think I'm going to place this pretty much in the middle of my paper. And notice I've covered over, so I'm going to use the same punch that I used to punch the holes in this scrapbook. It's not very easy for you to see because the orange color is pretty close, but I'm going to line it up. Needs a little help, so I'm going to punch it. So now I've got the front cover with the stripe. Then I'm going to add the sun, but I want to add first some bands of color. The simplest way that I found to decorate and give the sun some personality is to take different size circles, and I'm just going to layer them just all in the really hot, warm colors of summer. So I'm just going to attach the red one which is the smallest. I'll try to do this with tweezers, so hopefully my fingers are out of the way and you can see. I just want a band of orange all the way around that's about the same size. And then I'm going to add adhesive and do the same thing, layer this on top of the yellow until it looks like it's even. Now I'm going to layer this, add more adhesive, and layer this on top of the sun, like so. And then I'm going to add some foam to really raise it up, but since I've used a white pen, you can see if you look at my finished one, I've used a white pen to write the word summer inside. So maybe I'll do the same thing. It's obviously going to be easier to write that while it's flat. So I'm going to take my pen, make sure it's working, and then I'll do, this time, you know, I've printed one. I think I'll write this one. No, I won't. I don't think writing will fit. Sorry, I'm going to print it. So I'll print my S, U. I'm going to have to really squeeze to get them all in, so I'm going to play a little bit with how I've placed these letters in order to get it all. And I won't stop to do it now, but I would go back and thicken. I'll just do the S so you see what I mean, but it will make the letters easier to read by adding a little thickness to each of the letters. So once you do that and you have everything that you want on there, do it now. Then I'm going to just take a little circle of foam adhesive and I'll peel the backing off and place this on the back side, and then peel the backing off this side and position this so that it sits roughly in the center. You can see how that's going to work. Now it comes to binding the book. So let's pull all these up here and I'll show you what I did. There are multiple choices, but I am just in love with the bird leg bands. I've used them before. If you've purchased them, you can pull them out and use them again. You can see they come lots of colors and lots of sizes, but they twist on the same as like a key ring. So if I take all my pages and I leave them all together, it's very pliable and easy to open it up, place it so that the whole thing is sitting over with all your pages inside, and then I'm going to turn it until it lines up with the hole and then just twist. And that will do it. And I would go ahead and do the same thing here and the same thing here, which is what you can see I've done here. And then the final thing is just with my pen to go back and add in, write in the months, June, July, and August. Now this is if you want a scrapbook just for the summer, but I've made these before for the year. The cool thing is, of course, you can add as many pages as you want. I have even, in this case, instead of the bird leg bands, I use the metal ring binders that you can just get at the stationery store or the office supply. I have the year, and then because the 12 months of the year are divisible by 3, I can use the same tabs that I created. I just need them in sets. So if you look inside at the tabs, you can see I've got January, and you can see that the tabs, here's February and March. They're labeled with die cuts, stickers. Sometimes I've hand cut. Here's April, May, skip ahead to June. Let me go to July, August, September, October, November, and finally December. So the same scrapbook that you had for the summer months, you can also turn into the whole year just by adding additional tabs. You know, you can celebrate summer with a SUNsational summer scrapbook. Remember, I love hearing your comments. Be sure to share us with your crafting and your scrapbooking friends. If you want to, you can even like us with a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.